A little while back, I attended a workout class. Not something that I normally do, as I'm usually pretty recluse when I work out, but people I respected kept raving about it, telling me I had to do it. It's amazing, they gush over and over again. So, submitting to peer pressure, something else that I don't normally do, I decided to give it a try. The instructor was so engaged personally and so genuinely enthusiastic about the workout that it enrolled me into the experience deeper. The time flew by, I actually enjoyed it, and I had one of the best workouts that I've had in months. I went back a week later, but somebody else was teaching the same class. This guy delivered the exact same workout routine, but this time it seemed to drag on forever. I hated it, and I haven't been back since. Fascinatingly, the workout routine again was exactly the same. I was the same person, yet I responded and performed completely differently based on the energy and enthusiasm the instructor brought to it. This same thing happens in your office every day. If you are showing up excited, fully engaged, and enthusiastic about the work, the mission, the goals of the organization, and the positive impact that you're having on the lives of your clients, that excitement and enthusiasm is going to enroll everyone around you. They can't help it. Excitement is contagious. So is apathy. So is tedium. So is boredom. Whether you know it or not, like it or not, people do mirror your attitude, your emotion, your mood, your tone of voice, body posture, facial expressions, mannerisms, attention, and engagement. If you are enthusiastic, people will be enthusiastic with you. If you are confident, people will be confident with you. If you are unsure, people will be unsure with you. If you're hesitant, people will be hesitant with you. Why and how does this work? It is what is called the chameleon effect, named after the reptile famous for changing its appearance to blend in. This is something that the human animal also does, and does automatically. We are social animals. We've survived by living in groups. It took a tribe of humans to complete the necessary survival activities of locating and securing food sources, building and maintaining shelter, defending against predators, procreating and raising offspring, etc. If you were ostracized by the group, left to survive alone out on the savannas, it meant certain death. So, we've adapted all sorts of unconscious social mechanisms to maintain harmonious relationships with fellow group members. Non-conscious mimicry, or the tendency to adapt the behaviors, postures, or mannerisms of those around us without any awareness or intent, is one of those mechanisms. We unconsciously mimic others' attitudes, mannerisms, and others' behaviors to match that of others who are the leaders within those current social environments. We do it to increase our likability, be in rapport, and to make interactions with each other smoother. We're all copycats. So if the people on your team, your family, the neighbors on your street, the people at your church meeting, your mastermind group are not excited and enthusiastic, I'm telling you, it's your fault. Or let's just say, now that you know how this works, it's now your fault if you don't change it. If you bring excitement and enthusiasm to your environment, the people in your environment will start to copy you. They won't be able to help it. Enthusiasm is contagious. Let COVID-19 be our teacher. It started with one person who got the virus. Then it spread to another person. That person spread it to others. Those others spread it to others. And then person by person, community to community, country to country, it became an epidemic in no time flat. Then a full-blown global pandemic. COVID spread that fast because it was contagious via social contact. Enthusiasm is just as contagious, and more so in fact, also via social contact. You have the ability to influence a positive global pandemic by starting the contagion wherever you show up. Every time you walk in the front door of your office, or the front door of a restaurant, or a store, or the dry cleaners, or your church, when you show up to a meeting and enter the conference room, or show up to a Zoom meeting, the tone and energy that you bring to a phone call, even on a voicemail, the spirit and energy infused in a simple email, text message, iMessage, and God forbid, Slack message. See, you can spread your contagion everywhere that you go, both physically and virtually. You know those people who just radiate and transmit positive energy and enthusiasm wherever they show up? I have a few of those on my team, namely Julie, Mariana, Sarah, and Emily. I have a few personal friends like that as well, namely Mark Sparks, Bill McDermott, Gary Morris, Kevin Merrigan, Robert Katona, and others. And one of my mentors, the most insanely full of life and ridiculously enthusiastic human being I've ever known, is the late Paul J. Meyer. Paul absolutely electrified every room that he entered. It was astonishing. In fact, I'll tell you what, I asked Paul how he generated his constant and seemingly boundless enthusiasm. If you show up back here tomorrow, I will share his methods with you. I often use them myself. They are undoubtedly game changers. And let's start a positive pandemic starting today. Jot down in your Darren Daily Journal at least a few places that you're going to show up, physically or virtually, intentionally spreading positive energy, excitement, and genuine enthusiasm. Tell us where those few places will be in the comments below. And I'll see you right back here mañana. That was good. So yesterday we talked about how to start a positive pandemic, one that sweeps the globe and infects all human beings in its path. What is that highly contagious virus? Enthusiasm. And we can spread it everywhere that we breathe. From dawn to dusk, and sometimes from dusk to dawn, our lives are filled with social contact and interaction with other human beings. We talk to our spouses and our children as we get ready for work. We discuss the events of the previous evening with our co-workers. We send, post, and exchange hundreds of communications and messages with each other. We eat lunch with colleagues. We have meetings with others. We run errands mixing with other human beings as we go. And then we spend the evening interacting with friends and family members. The number of social interactions that most individuals have on a daily basis, ranging from the superficial to the profound, is extraordinary. Each and every one of those encounters is an opportunity to spread this positive contagion, enthusiasm. In fact, the word enthusiasm comes from the Greek word that literally means possession by a god, or having a god within. So when you show up to your social interactions with excitement and enthusiasm, you have godlike powers to influence those around you. Yesterday, I also promised to share with you what made Paul J. Meyer so successful, the most insanely full of life and ridiculously enthusiastic human being I have ever known. A guy that would absolutely electrify everyone in the room that he entered. You should probably hear the answer directly from him.
So if you were to summarize in a paragraph, Paul, what has made you a success, what would you say?
I'd say my attitude. Attitude's everything. I have that sign in my office. I climbed the second tallest mountain in the continental United States at age 70 to celebrate my 70th birthday and held up a sign that said, "Attitude is everything." I went down around South America in the maiden voyage with the Queen Mary and took down at the South Pole as far as I could get. I held up a sign that said, "Attitude is everything." I went scuba diving out here one day and took a sign down at the bottom of the ocean. Said, "When you're down at the bottom, attitude is everything." So no matter where you are, what you're doing, it all has to do with attitude. And then I will not be denied attitude. I mean, that's an incredible thing to have. I don't look to my weakness, I look to my strength. I don't look to my problems, I look to my power. It's all about attitude. I enter everything I get involved in, no matter what it is, without giving mental recognition of the possibility of defeat. Like when I'm selling, if you said I sell. For example, I've never been second in a contest in my life, anyone I've ever entered. It doesn't matter what it is. And it's just an attitude. I have a no limitations belief in my Creator, and no limitations belief in myself, and no limitations belief in other people, and no limitations belief in what we can do together. Every day is that way for me.
So Paul was a master salesman. To this day, nobody has sold more personal development material than him, over $2 billion worldwide. How? Paul said, quote, "Organized activity and maintained enthusiasm are the well springs of your power," end quote. This is how Paul explained to me on how he approached every sales encounter. He said, quote, "Before I walked into any sales call, I would vividly imagine a big red carpet rolled out in the front door just for me. I'd see trumpeters and dancing girls celebrating my arrival. I'd imagine the client enthusiastically greeting me as if I was their lost son returning home from the war. I'd see them sitting across the kitchen table, enthusiastic and eager to buy what I had to offer them. After my presentation, I'd imagine them with welled-up eyes hugging me with deep gratitude because my solution was so meaningful and important to them. And as he said, because I vividly imagined it and sincerely believed it and enthusiastically acted upon it, they responded accordingly, and it inevitably came to pass. Paul also said, enthusiasm glows, radiates, permeates, and immediately captures everyone's interest. People are attracted to, want to follow, want to learn from, and want to do business with enthusiastic people. Is this hitting you? I know that you know this, but are you actually living it? You see, Paul lived this every day. He brought his enthusiasm to every encounter, and it positively infected people every single time. And every time he was able to positively influence. Just listen to the difference between two phone calls, let's say. Hey, John, it's Darren. I know it's been a while. I just wanted to let you know we have a new catalog of products. I'd like to show it to you. What do you think? John would probably respond with something like, yeah, go ahead and send it to me. I'll take a look. If I have any interest, I'll call you back. Alternatively, you could make the same call like this. John, hey, you're gonna be stoked about this. We just got a new catalog in. I've already earmarked some things that you're going to love, love, love. Remember that XYZ problem that you told me about last time we talked? Gone. There's something in here that will eliminate it, stat. I can't wait to show you this. I gotta come by in person. I have this afternoon or Tuesday a.m. Which one is best? Here's the bottom line. John won't know to be excited until you demonstrate and deliver your excitement. Yours alone, without even knowing what's in the catalog, is going to be infectious to John. Even when he looks at the same catalog, he will now look at it with more enthusiasm and positive expectancy. Why? Because you infected him with yours. Enthusiasm doesn't just change sales encounters, it changes every encounter. You can light up every meeting. Oh, I have been looking forward to this meeting all day. I am excited about what we're going to discuss today. You can light up every dinner table. It is so great to have everybody around the table. I'd love to hear about the best part of everybody's day. I'll start. It just takes intention. That's all. Just decide to bring your positive enthusiasm to the table. As Dale Carnegie taught us 100 years ago, if you want to be enthusiastic, act enthusiastic. And just as Emerson taught us 200 years ago, do the thing and you shall have the power. So that is what we ask of you today. Do the thing, act enthusiastic, to be enthusiastic, and you shall have the power to ignite a positive pandemic in the world all around you. So take out your Darren Daily Journal. What is the most important encounter that you're going to have today? Write out the vivid image of that encounter. Red carpets and trumpeters and dancing girls at your arrival are optional. The positive response that you're going to receive back, a long embrace as a returning war hero and tears of joy, are optional. And sincerely believe and enthusiastically act upon that vivid imagination, and it will inevitably come to pass. Share your imagined encounter with us in the comments below.